Hey, veterans, it is November. It's the month we honor veterans and service. And what a fantastic episode with veteran and educator Shaun Murphy.
Wow. I'm still doing this. I'm still like.
For those listening, Debbie's showing her brain is exploding. Her mind is blown.
I learned so much in that 30 minutes from that gentleman. Like, that was straight up powerful. And you guys have got to tune in and listen to Shaun Murphy. He's a rapper. He's a school teacher. He's a
Stay-at-home dad.
Stay-at-home dad. Like, he's doing it
badass.
all. He's doing it all. Yeah.
Mr. Motivation.
Yes. Wow.
And Army vet.
Yes.
The world is a lot right now. Are you feeling it? We all need new tools to help us walk through the chaos with grace, ease, and compassion for each other and for ourselves. In this podcast, you'll hear from parents, educators, and other experts who can bring perspective to the monumental job of parenting. It's time to level up and be warriors for our kids and our communities. This is the Warrior Parent Podcast. I'm Marci Mitchell.
And I'm Debbie DiManno. As parents, we understand that it really does take a village to raise our kids. We hope that this podcast serves to create and support that community for you. Join us as we discuss and practice our core tools, which are proven mind-body techniques that can be used by anyone to improve your life on a daily basis.
Welcome back to the Warrior Parent Podcast. We are really grateful that you're joining us. This is November, and we are dedicating this month to veterans and to service, as we do every year. And so we are really thrilled to have Shaun Murphy here today. He is also known as Mr. Motivation, and he's a U.S. Army veteran, motivational speaker, educator, musician, and the author of Unbreakable Valor, Triumph Through the Soul of Resilience. He uses storytelling, spoken word, and real-life experiences to help people break through fear, rebuild identity, and rise with purpose. From the classroom to the stage, his mission is to help others turn pain into power and live out their full potential. So that is all about service, and also, again, love to honor a veteran. Thank you so much for being here, Shaun.
Oh, flat out excited. Shouts out to y'all for this platform. Good day, good day.
Oh my goodness. So for those of you who are just listening, I recommend you go to YouTube because you need to see Mr. Motivator or Mr. Motivation. Which he's got Eminem on his hat, but you gotta come check him out. Like,
great logo.
This is gonna be fun, and I can already tell, 30 minutes is not gonna be enough. So I'm not gonna take up a bunch of time, but we are talking about veterans. Just so you know, my favorite veteran is Marci. I don't know if you know Marci is also in the Army. Yeah.
It's been a minute, but
I think you're gonna be up there on the top of my favorite veterans. So anyway, without further ado, give us a little background on your story. I know you have a big story about how you grew up and then probably became a veteran. So let's start there.
Oh, man. Backstory, Brooklyn dude by way of Barbados. I grew up single parent household. My mom, she's from Barbados. She raised me, lost my father early. I never knew him. Then at age 6, I got the call that he was murdered in Brooklyn. So then I never even got a chance to, establish that relationship. So it's always been a thing, it's like, how do you become a dope dad if you never had one, and
yes.
That was a fear I had in going into fatherhood that I had to, embrace. A lot of resilience in my life, my background, college dropout, went to college, dropped out at SUNY Binghamton, left there, went to join the Army. I spent 8 years active duty, got out the military, probably a little premature. I thought I had a plan. I got out, struggled, like many vets. Everybody got a plan until you get hit in the mouth. And that's what life did. And I had to, kind of figure it out, sit still, lean into my why, and pretty much reinvent myself. And that took me on the path of education. And, now I'm, entrepreneur, built out Mr. Motivation Production in order to help people find like clarity, get consistency, build out their dreams. A lot of people don't know that they have these gifts inside of them. And one of my strengths and gifts is helping people unearth that. And
Yes.
now I sit before you, a dope dad, 2 kids, college professor, author,
Uh,
musician. So,
woo!
you tell me what direction we going in, ladies.
I told you, like, that
Yeah.
we're not going to have enough time here. So, but you did have this, you did find this passion for education. So you went back to school though, because do you not have a master's in
Yes,
education?
yes, yes. So
Yes. Hello.
my education journey, I have a poem called Trauma Education. A lot of
Oh
times we
man.
talk about, bullying from other kids, and I
Ah,
experienced that from like my teachers, my principal. They was really on me, and you go through and like when these things happen to you in life, you can either grow up and be that thing or use it and be different, right? So
yeah.
I wanted to be the educator I never saw in the classroom. And I was in Iraq doing contract work, making buku bucks, but I saw an opportunity. I got introduced to an opportunity through Teach for America to go into the classroom. So it was an alternate route to education. So I left all the money on the table. I said, you know what? I want to do this thing called education, and landed in Wilmington, Delaware, all boys middle school, Prestige Academy, and that it couldn't have aligned better, right? Young men
Wow.
of color, my story, a lot of their stories aligned, and I was able to pour into them. And the beauty about education and being an educator, it's not about you impacting the scholars in your class, but that impact goes to their siblings, goes to their parents, goes to their
Yeah.
friends, the whole community. So the
That's
work we
right.
do in front of the class is huge. Sure,
Yes.
we're underpaid, but a lot of us lead into it for impact. And I stayed in the classroom. Fast forward, I joined Teach for America staff to recruit veterans to become educators in the
Ah.
classroom. So that was a whole big thing.
And I found out something a little bit that makes you a little more famous than you already are, but you got a shout out from Michelle Obama.
Uh, you did your homework.
Oh.
I did my homework. I'm
It's
like,
funny.
I love Michelle
Oh
Obama.
yeah.
And
If that
so
That
was me, I'd
picture.
be wearing that on a shirt every day.
Yeah,
Michelle
yeah.
Obama likes me.
You have to zoom in, but behind me is a picture of when I'm standing next to her. That was
Ah,
in the White House, and
oh,
man.
yes.
that
Oh,
was a memorable moment.
oh yes.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So
I
how'd that feel? Like just okay, just I just want to imagine myself
Yeah,
in
yeah.
those shoes.
It was wild. So when I left the classroom, my scholars were like, Mr. Murphy, you leaving us? And I said, listen, I'm going to bring more people like me, like minds to classrooms to help people like you, right?
yes.
And
Yeah.
that was the big picture. And so year one, we launched the initiative, and I got a call from Michelle Obama, speechwriter, and he's like, hey, Shaun, your name came across our desk. Michelle Obama wants to put you on her speech. And I'm like, boy, quit playing. What Michelle you talking
Who is
about?
this?
Michelle?
Is this my brother?
Right?
Are you playing with
So
me?
he was playing, but he was so sincere. And
Uh,
I got there, and I tell them, for me, it was bigger than me. It was like, my scholars know me, touch me, can talk to me. I'm here representing them in the White House, coming from where I come from.
Important to have that representation for kids, especially
Mhm.
kids who have been given so many roadblocks to their success.
Check.
When they see someone who looks like them, who came from that background, and who's like, look at me, I'm doing this
Right.
and I'm
Like you
here,
can
and
do this too.
you
Yeah.
can do it
Yeah.
too, and I'm here proof. That's
Yeah.
like that's a total mindset change,
Yeah.
because otherwise it feels like, oh, that's not for me, that's for
Right.
other people, until you see yourself, and then you're like, oh, wait a minute.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
important.
So talk about this using music. So I also did my background check, and I saw some like very cool music.
Hmm.
And so talk about how you use music. I know clearly
Yes.
your storytelling must be off the chain, but how you use that to inspire people, inspire those kids.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what I do, listeners and viewers, when I present, I wanted to kind of separate myself from the speaker.
Yeah.
So when I present, I open the show with music. So we got them up and
Nice.
going. They're like, wait, what's about to happen? And
Yes.
then I'll give a talk, and I may talk about the power of your why, and then I'll recite my song why. And I might say words are powerful. I recite words. So I
Yeah.
infuse it. I wanted to be a speaker, but a rock star. That was my initial vision, right? And
Yep.
people thought I was crazy. I said, no, I could do this. And I'll go back. So I was teaching college. I teach a course on how to be successful in college, typically first, second year freshmen, sophomores. And I'm impacting 20 students here, 20 here, but there's somebody on the military base in Fort Hood that needs this. There's somebody in South Carolina, in
Yes.
Australia. I got to create a platform to have global impact. That was the vision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Mr. Motivation was born. But then I said, all right, I got to do something different. And I will listen to this guy, Adam Won't Lose. Dear hard work, I used to hate you. You made me better. And it's over some beats. And I would love this. And one day I said, you know what? I could do this. And use the lifeline, call my producer guy. They thought I was a little crazy, but then I did it. So I did the first album and I did a rap song. I said, I'm from Brooklyn. In the military, Marci, everybody, if you're in Brooklyn, they think you can rap. So I channel my Jay-Z, my Biggie. I said, I'm going to do this. And it was hard. I said, I can't believe it. Like, stay in the pocket, ride the beat. It was so hard. It was wild. But one of the things I've done in life, I lean into hard. I love being uncomfortable. I
Yeah.
chase discomfort. So I could have easily said, I'll just be a poet. But I said, no, I like the music thing.
Yeah.
I like the music thing. And I know, and another thing, listeners and viewers, don't wait for your friends and family to co-sign. Just do whatever you want to do.
So true.
They can't see your vision. And
No.
oftentimes they may have tried a big thing, may have failed, and now they have a roadblock and they project that onto you.
Yeah.
So you just do you. Because I tell you what, when I did that, I told my kids, Daddy don't know nothing about music, but I'm about to lock in for an extended period of time on a consistent basis. And in about 3 years, we'll be rocking out on stages. And one of the best moments of life to date, I was at a Launch Music Fest in Lancaster, Pennsylvania, just did a 25 minute set of all music. My daughter comes out after me. She says, Daddy, I can't believe it. Like, you said you was going to do this 3 years ago and you did it.
Oh,
like,
yes.
You can't tell her she can't do anything. You can't tell Max she can't do anything. I had a Marine the same day. He came up to me, said, Mr. Motivation, I'm deaf, but I felt and heard everything you said on that stage. And what it does is it's like painting pictures with poems. I tell a story. All my music, I call it motivation music. All the lyrics. I tell my kids, when Daddy's time is up, just go press play on the audio collection.
Yes.
It's all there. The blueprint,
Yes.
Murphy's Law, My Temple. And that is what inspires me. And I'm now still writing and pushing out new music and just having fun with it.
That's a beautiful legacy.
Yeah, that's the term I was thinking. Dang it.
Yeah.
It's like pure legacy, right? And it's
awesome.
Love the idea of hitting the play. Marci, like, that's what we're doing, right? We're trying to leave something and get to more people. We were sort of feeling the same thing. Like, we were kind of locked in, we had our little nonprofit and we're helping a few veterans and we're helping a few kids. But we were feeling sort of stagnated. Right. And we didn't feel like we could really use our voices, but the podcast has allowed us to do that. Right. Like, there's so many places now for people to be able to get the word out. Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my God.
I want to revisit the dad piece, because I love, as you're sharing about your daughter, not only like she remembered that she's like 3 years ago, you said you're going to do this and then you did it. And like you said, you can't tell her anything. Like, that's so powerful that you just demonstrated, and this is when their brains are really cooking. Like this is such formative years. So what you're showing them, I often say and just really believe that if we could just, and this might feel like a leap, but if we could just heal child abuse, all forms of child abuse, whether it's sexual or physical or mental, we would change the world. And this is how you do it. We talk about like being not racist, but being anti-racist. You're anti-child abuse because you are empowering your kids. You're showing them stuff and you're doing it at a time that's formative. And I mean, I can't wait to see how your kids turn out, what they're going to do, because they've had this wonderful role model. So well done on that.
Yeah. And oh, by the way, I don't know if we were talking about this earlier or whatnot, but he's a stay-at-home dad.
Yeah.
So talk about breaking the mold. Like, how does that feel? Right? Like, here you are
so important
doing these big things, but you're like able to stay home and do the dad thing. Like,
yeah. Well, I tell her, shouts out to wifey. So I'm married to medicine. My wife's OBGYN. She runs a nonprofit.
Nice.
Love
So
that.
she does that, and I know when Vala was born, when her family members came in, and I was doing some work in Lancaster, and it didn't work out with the, let's say, living nanny.
Yeah.
And I said, you
Yeah.
know what? I could do it. I'll do it. And I resigned. I was on like 3 boards. I was working for a nonprofit. I just let it all go. I said, I can do this, right? And
Yeah.
it's interesting because in my growing up, for me, it was like frowned upon, like a dude staying at home. That
Oh,
wasn't
yeah.
like a thing, you know? And I'm
Yes.
like, well, I can do anything, you know? And I took that challenge on. I'm talking, we had cloth diapers. I was making food.
Holy
Wow.
cow.
I'm like
Okay.
Look at
locked in, you know?
you.
Wait,
So
what?
You
Cloth
do love a
diapers.
challenge.
yo, my daughter, she'd be on the floor trying to roll over. I'm like, come on, baby, you can do it. Let's go. Come on. You know, it's like coaching. She had it.
Yes.
Oh, it was a
Mr.
time, and I
Motivator
just,
Daddy.
it was like a badge of honor. So
Yes.
even now, when I meet people, they say, "What do you do?" Well, first, I'm a stay-at-home dad first, and then
Yes.
all the things, you know. Now after Vala was, I think 2, we brought in what is it called, au pair, and we've
Yeah.
had
Mm-hmm.
about 6 au pairs since then. Because my wife
Yeah.
said she wanted another one. I said, "Oh, not it. we need help." So, but now since we moved, I took that role back on. And you know,
Mm.
I just make sure that I'm the chief operating officer of their life. I make sure they get wherever they
Yes.
need to go, when they need to get there. And Marci, you know,
Wow.
military, we
Yeah.
early, you
Yeah.
know.
Is
So
that here's your schedule for the day? 0600. We are
yeah,
up. We're
and you know, it's a beautiful thing because I looked at fatherhood. Like I said, I probably feared it. I didn't want no parts of it. I
yeah.
told my wife, I
Yeah.
said, I got my backpack, my BlackBerry. I don't want no kids. But I
My
dreamt,
Blackberry.
yeah, back in the day, right?
Yeah.
So Marci and Deb, I just dreamt what I wish I had and
Yes.
10x that, right? Best advice I ever
It.
got, listeners and viewers, my new dads, early parents, 0 limitations. I'm talking age 6 months, we swimming, we music, language, 2 years old, track, gym, ballet, throw it all at them, right? And you know, I remember even so I'm a little extra. I had like a whole routine. I would read to the womb. I got the 4 Ds, the warrior ethos, scholars creed. And by
I
three,
love it.
4, they start reciting this because they've been hearing it since they've been in the belly. And it's
Yep.
like just
Yep.
training their mindset. Just like we have
Wow.
Army values, you have these set of things you can lean on when you got to
Yeah.
make decisions. Like, are you living the scholar's creed? No. Okay, let's do a self check. And a lot of these things, like right now, they'll kick all of this stuff with Scholar's Creed, Warrior Ethos, but we've been doing it for
Wow.
years, and it's a beautiful thing, fatherhood. And I'm super intentional with. I'll leave this last note. I said, what do I want? What human being do I want to stand in front of me at age 18? Well, multiple languages, physically fit, mentally tough, able to communicate, negotiate, all the things. Well, let's reverse engineer, and we'll start in the womb to get them
Backwards planning.
there. Correct. Yeah.
Back to the Army again.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know you said so much there. We're like, if we're sending hearts up, if we're on Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah. Amazing.
Holy guacamole.
This
Okay.
is one thing that Debbie and I have been drilling into is values and living from values. And I love that you're setting these intentions. You're being so intentional about what are our values in this family, and family values are huge. And of course, they're going to develop their own values, but they're going to develop it based on what they're learning and seeing. So
Yeah.
it's at the forefront. Like, you don't just act all crazy and react in the world. You're like, what are my values? And then how do I want to show up? And man, that's important. It's so important.
Wow. I
Yeah.
want to go back to the schools and the conversation about the schools, because you're in it, right? And Marci and I are kind of out of it. Our kids are, a little bit in college still, probably almost
I got
done.
one turning 30 next week.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
But we have been just, I don't know, disenfranchised with the whole school thing. We have, we're trained in social emotional learning, like all these other things. And man, we have fought to get in the schools, and it's all jammed up right now. Like schools are just shut down, closed mind, just pure survival. What do you think is going on? And how can you're clearly making a difference, but how hard is it to make some changes in school systems right now?
That's loaded. Now,
Sorry.
as an educator, I've
Yeah.
been in the charter network.
Yes.
Okay.
So now with my kids, they started out Montessori. That was interesting. But now they public, full-fledged public.
Yep.
Yeah.
I personally don't subscribe to the school system. I tell them, I'll give you an example. My daughter's at the Montessori. I think she might have been 3 or 4. I can't remember. And she would come in there, but she just wanted to talk with her friends. And it's like, Violet, you got to do X, Y, and Z. She said, well, I do all my work stuff at home. I just come here for my friends, and it's for socialization.
Yes.
Because we like, give you an example. In age 4, 5, we've been studying SAT words. You know what I'm saying? We've been like that type of math. We was in what is the mathnasium, and Vala was
Mm.
in there, and Max was not even. He might have been in kindergarten, but I told him, just give him the test.
Hey, we just wanted to take a quick moment to tell you about something very exciting that Debbie and I and our team have been working on for literally years. And that is our Core Tools app, which is now available at the Google Play Store and at the Apple Store. And you can sign up for it now and you will get access to all the tools we've been talking about on the podcast.
And if you're an early adopter of Core Tools, you can get a VIP price for $49 for a lifetime. That's
Lifetime.
That's
Buy
right.
it once and we'll keep updating it too.
Yes, yes. So we're super excited about this. Go to Apple Store, go to Google Play, and purchase it now.
Core Tools, COUR, capital TOOLS.
Go get it.
Crush the test, and now he's in mathnasium. So we've been just proactive early, reading books to them. You know what I mean? So like with school, I don't really put much on the school to give them that education piece. Do they go meet friends, able to communicate, all that stuff? Sure. But I don't lean on them because I know the school system is jacked up. If you look at it, depends on what state you're in or whatnot.
Right.
But I think a lot of it starts at home. And you lay the foundation for your scholars, and then they go into the school, and sure, they're going to learn some extra things, and that's cool. But I just couldn't full-fledged just say, go here, and you're going to get everything you need to be successful in life.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So isn't that fascinating coming from an educator, right? Like, okay.
Yeah.
Right? Like, well, I think that there's so much to that, right? I think parents are just like, oh, not my job, right? Like, not my job. Like let the school take care of it, and then I'll go in and put in my 2 cents when I want to yell at the teacher or something. And
Right.
teachers getting beat up in this scenario, right? Like it's all the teacher's fault. It's not true. It's just not true.
Now, on a collegiate level, I know when my scholars or students or college students come in, first day I say, listen, I'm about to change your life. I don't know what's in the curriculum. You can read the book at home. When you sit in front here, I'm a storyteller. I've lived so many lives, so many different career paths. I seek information. I'm coaching this and this and that. Like they get next level game. So I've like reinvented, what's happening in K through 12. In my class, I'm gonna give you more than you paid for. So that's my approach. And I just, hope that and sometimes I tell my colleagues this too. I go an extra mile to make sure because my background special ed, so I know everybody learns differently. So when I present, I give them different, like we might watch a video clip, we may do exercise, we may just talk it out. So
love that.
Touch different levels of person's learning skills.
That is so it's brilliant because again, everybody's different. You can't expect a fish to climb a tree, and so you meet them where they are.
Correct.
And you help them understand that too, because the awareness that this is how I learned is going to serve them for their life too, instead of trying to cram themselves into a box that just doesn't fit.
Don't fit. Oh
Well,
that is amazing.
I think the coaching piece is what's different about you, right? Like you see everything as a coaching opportunity. Like, I did some coaching. I played some ball in college and whatever. So I would consider myself a coach also. And to my kids, they would probably see me like like that too. But I think that's the thing. I think it's to be able to, and as I was a coach, I feel like it wasn't about the basketball, or it wasn't about volleyball. It wasn't about anything. It was all the other things. You're
Mm,
teaching them how to manifest their life, how to manifest their dreams,
mhm.
how to get bigger, and how to do something in this world, right? Like I think that's the difference. I think if the maybe the teachers could understand that piece, and what maybe you're trying to teach your colleagues is like maybe be more of a coach,
Yeah.
and less about the didactic and what's in the book, right? I think
Yeah.
that's what kids are missing right now,
It
right?
is, because life is gonna throw them all kinds of curveballs, and I've found that
Yes.
our culture now, you give them a task, it doesn't work. They say, "Ah, I tried it," and I'm like, "Wait, did you exhaust all the options, or you just stop there?" And that's
Yeah.
Yeah.
like I tell my kids, I don't want you to be smart. You got smart idiots running around the world. I want you to be a thinker. I want you to be a problem solver, right?
Yes.
That's what I want from you.
Resourceful. Yeah.
Yes.
It's
No.
true because, if there's, and I still get reminded about this. I'm turning 60 this year, and there'll be things that I'll start and I'll be like, oh, this is hard. I'm not doing that. I can't figure this out. Maybe it's something on my phone, and I'm just like, oh, I'll
Mm,
wait. I'm going to ask Frank, my husband, or something later.
mhm.
And then I walk away, and then I'm like, no, let me just, I want to get this done. And then I go back in and do it again. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's too hard. But then I'm like, well, maybe. And then like, it can be 30 minutes later, it might be days, who knows? But then suddenly you're like, oh, now I get it. And if I had just given up, I never would have unlocked that skill. But
Yeah.
it was outside of my daily thing. It was something that it felt overwhelming. It felt like, oh, I have no idea. But when you stick with it, when you give yourself a little break, when you try again, when you start to build the skill, like, then you prove it to yourself. And then even now, I'll still be like, dang, I was ready to give up on that. And I just figured that out.
Mm,
So,
So
mm,
so how do you teach resiliency, right? That, my husband's in the work business, and it always comes up like, we can't find anybody resilient, right? And
mm.
now it's going to be even worse because, oh, like, well, just go ask AI and that'll figure it
yeah,
out for you, right? So, how in the world are we going to teach resiliency when everything is on a phone? Like,
Yeah.
you don't have to think about anything, you don't have to try anything. How is this going to happen? What's your suggestion for that?
Yeah, well, I think, and a lot of us scholars and people don't explore things, right? And I think it's getting uncomfortable, and who you're around. Are you around people that just
oh
all
yeah,
right with how things are? You'll
yes,
never grow. So I think I always say, proximity is power.
yes,
I'll give you this nugget. I tell my team and who I coach, you got to build out a SEAL team six people you need on your team. Um, right? You need the
yeah,
doubter, the devil's advocate. Because when you get a bright idea, you got to go. You got blinders on. This person highlights the potholes. You need the
yes,
instigator. They keep you fired up. You need the example. Who do you want to be like? What did they do? How did they get there? Reverse engineer. That's
yeah,
the blueprint. You need the taskmaster. This is the person that gets your accountability partner. So when you check with
yes,
daily, weekly, or monthly, did you hit your benchmarks? What are your roadblocks? How can we get past that? And the
yeah,
last two, the cheerleader, because the journey is going to be hard, it's going to be long. So you need
yeah,
someone who loves everything you do, because that keeps you going, right? And lastly is the connector. This is the person that gets you into rooms that you wouldn't get on your own. So when you
Yes.
build out these teams, this is professional, personal. Now you start, all these people pushing you to go next level. And I tell these people because oftentimes we wait till what I'm about to say, the people to lift you up. At funerals, you got the people, the pallbearers lifting up your box, but you gone. Lift me up while I'm here. So you want to
Yes.
identify those six people, tell them what you need from them, put them to work, and you get to work. And I
yeah,
think in that space, like, you have to grow. They're gonna push you. You're gonna be uncomfortable. And there's a book what I just read, Go for No. It talks about
mm,
embracing failure. And I think,
Mhm.
these type of people that you have around you, they're
yeah,
gonna push you to try things, to fail, and it's in the failure that the lessons you're gonna learn,
Yes.
right?
Absolutely.
That's it. Five types of failure: The ability to fail, the willingness to fail, the wantingness to fail big, fail fast, and lastly, fail with others exponentially. So, yeah.
Oh, I love that.
Whoa. Okay.
Fail big, fail fast, and fail with others.
Fail with others.
And you're talking about community, which
Yeah.
is everything.
Yeah.
Like you say, who are you surrounding yourself with? And then
Mhm.
it's not just people, it's not just yes men, and it's
Nope.
certainly not no men. It's not people who are like, you can't do that, you can't do that. But yeah, all those roles, the people who are making you better and you're making them better. Like it's that's what community is
Yeah.
about, supporting each other. Sometimes I need you to, I gotta lean on you. Sometimes you're gonna lean on
Mhm.
me. You're gonna say something that blows my mind, and then I'm gonna say something that you're like, what did you say? But we're
Right.
supporting each other.
Yeah.
We're not doing it alone. We're reminding each other. Yeah, like when I'm really down, like, yeah, but remember what you did last week, or
Mhm.
that's
I'm
amazing. And we
I'm still
need that.
back on SEAL Team 6. Like,
Yeah,
okay,
what
I'm thinking,
great.
who are my 6 people? Marcy, after this, we're gonna have a little business meeting, and we're gonna
Okay.
see
Figure out a team.
who's missing on the SEAL team.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah,
Right? That's powerful. That
it
is
is
so
powerful.
powerful.
Yeah.
Dang.
And I love obviously you pull a lot from your military service. And
Yes.
I see that too. And I like you, I went to college and then went in after college. So I did ROTC, was
Okay.
not on my radar at all to go into the military. But
Mm.
I ended up at an expensive school. I went to school. I'm from California, went to school in Massachusetts, went to a private school. Now, this is in the 80s when college could be really cheap. Like I started at UCSB, very affordable. But in my idea, I was like, I want to go to the East Coast. And my parents were very supportive, paid for that first year. And then they were like, okay, you need to find another way to pay for this. And that wasn't on my radar.
Right.
So suddenly, like within 2 weeks, I get that card in the mail. You could qualify for a RTC scholarship.
Mhm.
So that was like, okay, let me look into this. And then, sort of like the rest is history, because
Rest
I
is
actually loved
history.
the military.
Yeah.
I got to travel. That's all I wanted to do. I got to go to Europe, and I had those 8 wonderful years, because I also did just about 8 years, but I learned so much and I leveled up. Like the timing was perfect for me
Yeah.
because I was in college. I was ready to try new things. Like I had this openness, because
Mm.
otherwise, me as a kid was not going to rappel down a wall or walk into a room filled with gas and take my mask
Mm.
off, or like
Mm.
do these really hard things that were way outside my comfort zone. And
Mm.
then once you step into the military, then it's not like there's no, oh no, I don't want to do this one, guys. I'm going to wait over here. Y'all go ahead. No,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah.
you're in it. You
Dotty,
do.
dotty,
Yeah.
everybody.
Yeah, exactly. My God, I haven't heard that in a long time. I used to love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you're gonna be pushed to do these things, but you're not alone. You're
Mhm.
doing it with other people. You're suffering together, and then you do have this drill sergeant who's going to yell at you, yell at you, yell at you. But then if you fall down, they're right there. They're like, "Come
Mm.
on, you can do this." So it was, for me, that was so pivotal. It was such
Mm.
a shift in mindset, and just changed everything for me. And I'm not. This is not a recruiting speech.
No.
I'm not saying everybody head to the
Well,
military right now, but it
that
was transformational for sure.
that is exactly what I'm sitting here. I'm the only non-vet here on the podcast. And that's what I'm learning from the two of you about mindset. Like it feels like
Yeah,
mindset is built into the military, right?
it is.
Mhm.
Because failure really is not an option for for
Right.
the simplest thing, like climbing a wall, which probably is not
Yeah.
that simple, right? But so is it possible for us to build that into our life for kids? It sounds like Mr. Motivator has built that into his kid's life, and it's not coming from schools, right?
Yeah.
It's coming from him, reading them books and teaching them how to fail, right? Like,
Mhm.
I'll tell you this. I don't know where listeners and viewers are, but Healthy Kids Run. It's a running series, and I don't work for them. I'm promoting them, but I'm giving
Yeah.
them their flowers. So it's a running series. You start at age 2, and they give you the bib and everything. They run their little 40-yard dash.
Oh
It's
my
the cutest
gosh,
thing
that's
ever.
so cute.
So my kids was in it at 2, and I dragged Violet across the line for a year because there's 2 seasons. I dragged Max across the line for a year. But
Yeah.
what happened was some parents say, "Oh, they don't like it," and stop. I say, bring them back, because now
Yeah.
you building that resiliency early. So my daughter
Yes.
went from, me dragging her to losing to being on the podium consistently. And this is before age 4. Now,
Wow.
the
Yes.
gap between her and someone who starts athletics at 10 is different because she got that mindset. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And I think that's what it's about, finding opportunities where they can fail and seeing how they respond. And you be there to coach, but not pick them up. Hey, come on now, get up. You got it in you, and I think me being from the military, I'm also from the age of we tore them down and build them back up. Now, society is a little different now, but I just think that approach it's effective, right? Not misused, but it's effective. And
Yes.
to see my kids now, Violet's a competitive gymnast, beast, Mamba mentality. My son, jiu-jitsu track, like he's like, gotta win. But I teach them, if you fail, it's not about, dang, I failed. No, what can I learn from this? I got outperformed today. Am I training enough? Did I show up? Am I at max potential? And these is how I have them thinking through to get to where they want to get to.
It's all information. Failure is information. Like, where are you gonna, and it's okay. You can have your moment of sadness and grief around your failure, but then what? Like, what are you gonna do next? Are you gonna look at what happened and see what was that information? What can I do better? How can I try again? Or give up, like you say, walk away and maybe miss out on something that could have been amazing.
Yeah. Oh, we are out of time. Dang.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, like I'm gonna be straight out. Like the world's on fire right now, and I'm a little bit down in the dumps. I'm gonna be straight up with you. Things are looking rough right now, but I'm feeling so good right now.
Yes.
Mr. Motivator, you are for real. You are for real.
My soul needed this today.
Wow. Two OGs from California. kind of feeling a little down in the dumps.
Tell them what you mean when you say that.
The OGs were the old gals. We're the old.
She was saying that for years, and I was like, "That is not what I thought you meant." But
she thought we were gangsters.
I'm going with it, whatever it is. But so tell us how people can find you, follow you, hear more, like all the stuff.
Yes. Website, Mr.Mister-motivation.com. I'm on Instagram, Mr. Mister Motivation, but the O's are zeros. And then you can also find me on Mr. Motivation Music. And then you can hear I think I just dropped the single Friends. And my last one, I did Letter to Dad, and one for the ladies called For the Love of Women. So go check that out.
Love it.
And
I saw the letter to Dad. Like that was something. That was something.
It's funny because I never even talked about my whole fatherhood situation until I started this podcast run. I'm sitting at my mom's house thinking about a mental health song, and it just came to me, like almost down, like, let me write a letter, forgiving him for whatever, right? Because sometimes they say in order to love, you got to forgive. So I wrote the letter to Dad.
That's special.
Beautiful.
Special.
Yeah, and you mentioned the podcast.
Oh,
share that
so
information.
I'm on every Wednesday I do it's Awake the Beast, the Bunker. I interview people I know kind of to catch up, but more so to have them share out what they're doing so we can support them. So that's definitely a vibe. It's fun. Tap in the bunker. We're in the bunker.
Yeah. We're gonna drop all those links in the show notes so y'all can find those. Thank you so much, Shaun. This was really a joy and a pleasure.
Likewise, Marci Debbie.
Thank you. Hey, Warrior Moms. As we started this podcast, we had determined that part of what we were going to do is to create a community. So we have decided to take it to another level, and we have started our own Facebook community in addition to the Warrior Parent podcast, and it's called
From Chaos to Calm, a sanctuary for moms. Here's what it looks like. It's on Facebook right now. Please go and join it. And just to let you know, we're going to create our Blue Sky accounts right now. We're getting prepared as we watch this weird stuff go on in America. So we may be shifting the whole group to Blue Sky. Just be aware that we got you. We're going to start here. If this turns out to be not a safe place anymore on Facebook, then we will shift over. But what we're creating is a safe space where moms can show up and get information, get support, talk to each other about the things you're going through with your kids, the things you went through with your kids, maybe get some advice from moms, but also other experts. We're going to invite all of our guests and experts to join the group. I hope you will too. This is a place where you can show up and be seen and be heard and be safe. Mom's got you.
Nobody trusts anyone more than moms. So let's do this.
And now for your core mental health break. This is your opportunity to take a moment to support your mental wellness, your peace of mind, your own ease and grace. Take some time every day to support your mental health. You deserve it, and it matters.
So today we will do an affirmation. So I encourage you to speak this aloud. I am worthy. I am worthy. I am worthy. Let that be your affirmation for today.
Thanks for listening to the Warrior Parent Podcast, which is a production of our nonprofit, Cour Experience, who also creates and distributes Cour tools. You can find us at courexperience.org. Make sure you join us next week for another informative conversation to help you and your family show up mindfully, purposefully, and joyfully with each other and in your community.
Our Core Tools platform consists of a number of proven tools and techniques that are designed to reduce stress, anxiety, and overwhelm in spite of what's going on in your world. We want to thank Samuel Hale, LLC, for sponsoring this podcast. Technical and marketing support comes from Inspire Your Brand. Our podcast editor is Justin Beeden. Opinions expressed by guests do not necessarily reflect those of the hosts, the producers, or the financial supporters. I'm Debbie DiManno.
And I'm Marci Mitchell. Thanks for listening. If you resonate with the idea of creating a community to help support kids and families, won't you join us by following the podcast and sharing this episode? You can even write a review. It truly does take a village, and we appreciate you.